everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are going to be talking about my favorite must-have brushes. These are brushes that I absolutely need if I'm going to be doing my makeup. I really do back up these brushes that I'm going to talk to you about. I've purchased a lot of different brushes. I mean, granted, I haven't dipped my toe in every single brand there is out there, but I have tried a good amount of brands to be able to tell you that yes, this is what you should go buy, and you know what, maybe skip your money on this. Sometimes I show you some alternatives that you can maybe save your money on, but if a brush just does the trick and it does the job, then you might as well just go out and buy it, because it'll make your life much easier if you're really serious about your makeup coming out and looking professional and beautiful and all that. I did film this makeup look. Not sure if it's up yet, but if it is, I will link it down below along with every brush that I mentioned. And let's get started. So for the first tool that I want to talk about, it is a beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. It has a flat top here and a pointed top on the other side, which is really great. I feel like this is just the best side no matter what to blend out your foundation, to get in for your concealer. Of course, you have to run it under water and wring it out so that it's damp and spongy, but I think this is a really great tool. Another beauty tool that I want to talk about are these, if I can get it out, dual-ended Q-tips. So it has like a pointy edge on one side, and it has a Q-tip looking flat thing on the other side, and I use this literally every single day, multiple times a day. I use this to fix my lipstick if I get it out of line a little bit. I use it every day that I do my brows, and I kind of just go over to define the top because I don't like putting concealer to carve out the top because I think then it could look too harsh looking. But to kind of clean up and make sure that it's nice and straight, I'll do that with my brows, and it is seriously like so helpful. I love this thing. Moving on to face brushes, my absolute favorite foundation brush, literally cannot live without it, is my Real Techniques Multitask brush. This comes in a set. It comes with, it's like the travel set, I'm not sure, but it comes with like 3 other brushes, maybe even 2 other brushes, a set of, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups, instead of 3, but I find the other brushes in the set are useful too, but this is my favorite foundation brush. It gives it such an airbrush look. It blends, I'm sorry, it blends everything out so nicely. Whew, yeah. Hopefully that worked. Next is my Sigma F20 large powder brush. This baby I use for bronzing. I use it when I want to pick up a warm shade like my True Match powder that I always use, in all the areas that I would contour, and I love this brush. Next brush for contouring. This is probably the most expensive buy that I've had for brushes. This is the NARS Ida brush, or Ida brush. I definitely think that this brush is useful and worth the money if you are looking for a contour brush, but for every day I do not use this brush. Every day I use this little thing, this little brush that comes with the Benefit boxed powders, and I honestly find that I get very similar results. This is more of a diffuse contour, like not as harsh. This gives you more of a harsh, precise, very structured contour. So I think that both these brushes, if you have one or the other, it depends on how much money you're willing to spend. I think they're both useful. I really do enjoy both brushes, but like I said, this is for more structured contour, whereas this is, for me, more of an everyday diffuse, just trying to define the cheekbones and get some dimension in my face. For blush, I always use my Sigma Large Angle Contour brush. It is the F40. I always use this brush because it's an angled brush, and I feel like it fits in that exact spot that I want to get my blush in. I start out at my cheeks, and then I dab it, I swirl it, I brush it, I do all these motions to get the blush on, and I don't have any other, I have so many brushes, and I don't have any other brush that I like to use for my blush. This is always the brush that I use for my blush. Brush, blush, blush, brush. The next brush that I want to talk about is this Sonia Kashuk brush. It says number 115. It's supposed to be white, but it's dirty because I used it. But it is a large duo fiber brush, and I use this brush every day to blend everything out because you're putting bronzer, you're putting contour, you're putting blush, and you're putting highlighter on. So all these things are just building one on top of the other. And then you just want to make sure that they all blend and it's nice and diffuse and not so with harsh lines. Really just blend it out and make sure it all looks very beautifully blended. For applying highlighter, I use the Sigma tapered highlighter brush, the F35. I really do enjoy this brush. I think it is perfect because it has a tapered end, so you can just put it on the tip if you wanted to get a more accurate highlight, or you can put it on the whole kind of tapered end and get a much larger surface area to apply your highlighter. I really do think that this is perfect because you can get in all the areas that you want to highlight, and I think that this is a really great tool to apply your highlighter. The first eye brush that I want to talk about is the Sigma E40 blending brush. It is a tapered brush. It's probably the fluffiest one that they have, I think, for eye blending. And it really is just a staple brush in your collection. You're always going to need a fluffy blending brush to blend out all of your eyeshadows, especially what you put in the crease, because if you're using such a dense brush, you're going to get a dense line. But if you're looking for a more blended kind of, I'm always looking for this word and I don't know what word I'm looking for, but if you're looking for a more blended look, one that's not so harsh but more elegant, more effortless, a more effortless blend, I think this brush is really, really necessary. The next brush that's kind of similar to this, but it's like a step below, is the E35 blending brush. And what this is, it is a more dense blending brush. It's not, the bristles are not as loose, it's more finely packed. This is a really good crease brush to get more of a defined crease. It's still going to look very nicely blended and it's still going to look somewhat effortless, but it's going to be more structured and more defined. So the Sigma E35 blending brush I think is essential. But which brush blows them all out of the water is the E25 blending brush. This brush is absolutely necessary in your makeup collection. It doesn't have to be this brush, but a brush that is very similar to this brush I think is super, super necessary. I use this brush to blend out colors in the outer V, to bring it into the crease, to get a more cut crease, defined crease, soft cut crease, whatever it is that you're looking for. But this brush is similar to, it's like they go down in size. So this is loosely packed bristles, looser bristles to give you more a softer blended look. This is kind of like a step above where it's more finely packed and you can get it more structured. And then this is also kind of, let me see if I can, this one is also thin and wide. And this is what I use to get into my outer V, into my crease, and it gives you a more defined, more structured eye. But out of these three brushes, I cannot live without the E25 brush. Next is the pencil brush. The pencil brush is really important. You can use this to put color in your outer V. You can use this to blend out color on your lower lash line. You can use this to make a cut crease. This is very multi-purpose, and I think it is very necessary too. I'm not going to babble about it because if you're looking for a pencil brush, I think the Sigma one, it's nice and fluffy but dense at the same time. And again, this is the E30 pencil brush. The next brush is a shader brush. This is the MAC 242 brush, and it's expensive for a brush, and I'm sure that you can find others at the drugstore. One that I found that's really comparable is the Sonia Kashuk one. It's just slightly smaller, but you can see that they're both flat and they can pack on color similarly. I gravitate towards the MAC 242 more because, let's face it, I spent money on it, so I'm going to use it. And I use this to apply cream colors. I use this to apply loose pigment that I'll spray the brush with a Fix Plus and apply it. It's really good with packing on color and it has like a very defined tip that if I want to make sure that the lid color goes right up to the crease, it allows me to do that. So this is the MAC 242 brush. We're almost done and my camera's dying. So this is the Sigma E15 flat definer brush. As you can see, it is flat. So as you can see, this brush is flat, and what this brush is, how I use it to clean up my eyebrows with concealer to make sure that you're getting nice crisp line and it looks very structured. And even if you kind of haven't gotten your eyebrows done in a little while and you have the loose hairs there, you can even use this with concealer to make it look more structured. But e.l.f. also has a similar one. It's called the flat eyeliner brush. It's the same idea. It's just that the Sigma has more bristles and it's more dense, whereas the e.l.f. one, it has less bristles, and I feel like it is an alternative, but it's a cheaper alternative. If I had to pick one, I would pick the Sigma flat definer brush, but this one will do the job. You just may have to put in a little more work, a little bit more effort. Second to last brushes that I'm going to talk about, these are the eyeliner brushes to get wings liner, just to get regular liner to apply your gel products. The first one that I want to talk about is the Sigma E06 winged eyeliner brush. And we're going to focus, and we're going to focus. So you can see it's really small and it's angled, and this is great to use to get that winged liner and get it really close to your lash line. And I think that this is just a really good brush, and I've tried so many angled eyeliner brushes, and this is by far my favorite. My other eyeliner brush that I use a lot is the Real Technique silicone liner brush. I've talked about this in almost every video that I've used it. This brush is super, super, super awesome. What it is it's a silicone pointy tip, and the reason why I love this brush is it almost is foolproof. You can never apply too much eyeliner. You know how sometimes when you're applying eyeliner, you're trying to make them even, so all of a sudden you put a line here, oh crap, it's getting thicker, oh let me even it over here, and then all of a sudden your eyelids are all eyeliner and like very little lid space for shadow. But what this is that you can, once you apply the product, it's off the brush and it's on your lid, and you can go over the line to kind of smooth it out so you don't have that jagged edge. And this brush, honestly, anyone who tries it, please let me know if you love it as much as I do, because I think this brush is super, super helpful. Love this brush. The last brush that I want to mention is my eyebrow brush that I use from Anastasia. I think it's number 20 or number 12. I'm not sure, but I'll link it down below because I use it so much I rubbed off the letters. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. My camera's going to die, and I just want to make sure I talk about all these. So it has a spoolie on one end, and it has the angled brush on the other end, and I really do love this brush to do my eyebrows. I will never use another eyebrow brush because I find that it's just the right amount of thickness, it's the right amount of density, and I use this to apply the powder on my brows, and I use it to blend it out. And this is just like a super helpful tool. All you have to do is grab one brush and you're good to go. All your brow problems are finished. So these are all my brushes. These are the ones that I highly recommend to use. Oops, sorry. I highly recommend you to use these brushes. I think that they are necessary to pull off a look. If I just took all of these brushes and I had only these, I can probably get so many eye looks out of these and improvise and use them for different things. These I feel like are necessary and staples. I mean, I have this thing filled with eyebrow brushes. I have a drawer filled with face brushes, but pulling them all out, these are the ones that I grab to every single time I'm doing my makeup. When I travel to Hawaii for my wedding, I grab these brushes, and these are the ones that I use to pull off my makeup look, and I was definitely not sorry. It came out beautiful, and I owe it all to these beautiful brushes. So I really hope that you liked this video. Please let me know if it was helpful. If you have any other brushes that I did not mention and you find them to be staples in your collection, please let me know. I'd love to try them. And if there are any other videos that you would like to see in the future, please let me know. Leave comments down below if you find this helpful, if you have other ideas that you would like me to do, products to review, tutorials to do, palettes to use. Please let me know everything and anything. I would love to hear your feedback. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me. And I will see you guys in my next video.